Good afternoon, good evening to all of my beautiful little lovelies out there. Now, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? So it's 20 to 4. Um, you know, our old England, my delicious little babies on this lovely, I'll say cloudy afternoon, my delicious babies. However, it has been rather sunny today. It's still rather warm, so, you can just, you know, watch while I do a bit of painting. Okay, my delicious little babies. So please and thank you. Should anybody happen to have any form of an interest? So let's have a natter. And I hope that wherever you are in the world, my little lovelies, that life is treating you most deliciously. Right, yeah. So sometimes my delicious little babies, I get totally pissed off. You know what I mean? Because when you know that life should be a lot more simpler. I happen to know beautiful families, my delicious little babies, that, that are so hardworking. We've all been there, especially when you're bringing up a wee little baby bairns now, then, you know what I mean? Okay, it's really hard work, you know what I mean? So, I've quite often said, which I have, to especially the ones with younger babies, I said, I'm so glad that I went right past that stage because I do feel sorry for the families now. I mean, horrendous prices, like for nurseries and stuff. You know what I mean? Mad and little babies, just to, put your babies in nursery, especially if mummy and daddy are working, you know, all the hours that our dear creator can send. Well, I personally do not believe that it's our dear creator that sends all this hard work to you, my little babies. Hmm? So, the way I see it is that, it's a bit of a pisser, isn't it? My little babies. So, I'm painting at the moment. I'm painting one of my fence panels, my little babies, but I cannot do the, what do you call it, the concrete post yet, because I need to give it a good wipe down first before I paint it, my little babies, you know what I mean? I mean, even though it's a rented property, you still want it to look, well maintained. You know what I mean, Martin? Babies. So, sorry, I just needed to concentrate just for a moment. With the old paint, Martin, babies. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what we hear in the news, and everything, Martin, babies. You know what I mean? It's like every single day. There's just there we are, just so much that's like boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean, mad little babies? Oh, the sun has got his hat on, hip, 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 hooray. It's all right, I'm trying to get a bit of a tan, mad little babies, you know what I mean? While I can, before it pisses down again. You know what I mean, mad little babies? Now, as for my carrots, I'm going to have to restart the carrots, okay? Now, the celery's going well, the spuds are going well, but there's a serious issue to do with the carrots, mad little babies. Now, had it have not pissed down continuously and kept going straight into that bucket, you know what I mean, my delicious little babies, I'm pretty sure they would be quite long now, the carrots. But instead, what am I seeing? Zilch. Not to worry, my delicious little babies. It's all in a lifetime, isn't it? You know? So I was talking to some lovely little neighbours. Oh gosh, they've been married for decades, my delicious little babies. And I was talking to them, you know, today, my delicious babies, and I was showing them. I said, come and have a look. So we're going for a walk. I mean, they've been together, married, right? And they known each other from when they were really little. Isn't that beautiful, my delicious little babies? You know what I mean? Anyway, because you do not hear of that, do you? So much anyway. But they were going for a walk, and they still hold hands, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so Fast forward. So that's lovely, isn't it? Anyway, my delicious babies, and oh, I said, do you want to come and have a look at, what I've grown so far, with Miss Buds and Miss Ellery? And they said, oh, they says, well, we've got to get off. I said, no, I said, it'll only take you 2 seconds. But the mama bear, she prefers plants in the home. Now, for myself, my delicious babies, I do not mind flowers, okay? But I've got a bit of an issue with plants in the home. I just believe that really they should be, outside. Do you know what I mean? My delicious babies. So there was a lovely little plant that one of my beautiful dear little friends bought myself, which I put on the kitchen windowsill now. Well, I brought her the little baby out, and she's absolutely thriving out here. It's just you just got to water them regularly. You know what I mean? Then you cannot go wrong. So yeah, so they came and had a look, and to be fair, I think they were rather impressed. My delicious babies, I feel so. Um, but I said, well, don't you want to start, to grow some things, to learn to grow? Because I'm learning myself. So no, but I prefer my plants. And I said, well, why don't you just, make a start? And you know what I mean? Just a little bit at a time, like what I'm doing. I said, oh, no, I prefer my plants. I said, well, if we're on a famine. She said, well, she said, well, I'll think about it then. I said, then she said it before I did, she says, well, it's a bit too late then, isn't it? I said, well, yeah. I says, because if you're on a famine, you've got jack shit to eat, isn't it? So I would have thought that was ding, ding, dong, dong, common sense. Anyway, my delicious little baby. So who did I hear about? I forgot what channel it was now, my delicious little babies. Jeremy Clarkson. Yeah, he's not very well, is he? You know, because he's done a lot, like to do with the farming and everything, my delicious little babies. It's all right. I've got to be careful how I'm talking, my delicious little babies, because I've got a bit of a at the moment because I had a bit of a niggly cough. Anyway, so as long as I do not over stress myself, because I don't want to lose my voice, because I mean that'd be flipping tragic, wouldn't it, my delicious little babies? You know what I mean? Because I've got such a flipping big gob. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies. But anyway, yeah.